the #1 referral hospital in East and Central Africa is on the verge of collapsing, and here's why. Now, for the past 1 week, Kenyata National Hospital has been unable to feed its patients due to food shortage. In layman's terms, wagonjwa wana chakula. Mind you, kumeza dawa bila kula is equal to suicide. And if you thought that was enough, this hospital has also been highly lacking essential drugs. Saa hii ukienda Kenyata for a diagnosis, huwezi survey on time. Why? Ati because hakuna enough lab reagents. Hizi reagents ndo zinatumika kufanya lab tests. Mind you, huwezi kuwa diagnosed kama hujapimwa. Hii inamaanisha you as a sickly taxpayer will have to wait till siku gava itaamua i-restock ndo upimwe. Swali ni, the most reliable referral hospital in the country haina do aje? Pia mi sijui rada, because according to verified statistics, this hospital generates over 40 to 60 million a day. All that revenue, but you're still owing our suppliers 2.3 billion. Suppliers waliona red flag na wakamuaniaje, sisi hatufanyi more supplies hadi mmalize hii deni yenye mko nayo. So unalipia SHA, the social health fund enye kila mtu anasema ina work. Now apparently it owes Kenyata Hospital 5.4 billion. Hapa ndo tulianza kuchezwa. Now, earlier this year, kulikuwa na a presidential directive that all state agencies to deposit their returns to e-citizen. Basically, a simple government pay bill account. So hii account unataka kuniambia haina do ya kubaia wagonjwa dishi. Imagine your fellow Kenyan sleeping hungry in the hospital ati jugavai jampea food. The same government yenye na gift watu Christmas. Jameni, make it make sense. Wao shibe ndo mgonjwa la lenja. That statement alone has zero moral standpoint. Very soon, the hospital we carry with heritage as a country will be crippled. This threat to our health system has never been witnessed since independence. CS wa health ako wapi is literally gone mute. Mind you, this is a national catastrophe that directly affects human life. I pity for the patients because they are suffering and will continue to suffer till we stop this ignorance. Hiyo sijui itakuwa lini, but hey, acha tuende Singapore. Kama huwezi afford private healthcare, you're doomed. Let me break it to you. A sick and illiterate society is the easiest to control. Repost this video so that it can reach as many Kenyans as possible.
Shout to Tam kabisa, but ensure that should you get sick, you have the ability to have yourself treated in a private facility, because as we speak, reports indicate that Kenyata National Hospital, the largest referral hospital in East and Central Africa, is at the brink of collapse. The government has not been disbursing funds to the hospital in time, hence greatly incapacitating it. You can imagine a hospital that makes between 40 to 60 million Kenyan shillings a day. The whole of last week was not able to feed patients because they did not have enough money to buy food supplies. So patients are being given medicine and drugs, but they are not being given food because the hospital cannot afford it. Relatives are to step in, but you can imagine there are people who do not have relatives constantly checking on them. I don't know how that worked. The same hospital is highly lacking in essential drugs, and if you go to KNH today, you will not be able to be diagnosed because the lab reagents that are used to test blood samples are not available. Reason: suppliers have not been paid. This is happening when we have the Cabinet Secretary for Health, who is, by the way, quiet about the whole situation. You know, sometimes you wonder what the hell is working in this government, because a few months ago, school principals were complaining that the government sent them capitation funds late, and when they received that money, it was not enough. So they had to close schools early because they did not have enough food or resources to feed students.
Manze, I just want to say I am really saddened. You know, I visited Kenyata Hospital. I personally went there. I visited Kenyata Hospital, and what I saw at A&D, it can make you cry. I literally saw someone lose their own life. Niliona mtu pale amepoteza maisha yake just due to negligence of the doctors. And you know, we can not only blame the doctors, because I believe at this point in time, there are some doctors who are under strike, and that is why there is scarcity of doctors at the Kenyata National Hospital. But my question to these leaders is, what are your priorities? Do you know something like health is paramount? It's very important because accident happens every now and then. Things like sicknesses, terminal illnesses happen every now and then. So doctors must be compensated. Doctors must be paid. Let's stop letting doctors strike like that, because people who are being affected are the common citizens who voted for you guys. It is very sad. Yani, kama ujai enda Kenyata Hospital, I'm telling you, just one day go to A&D. You will see by yourself, someone anaweza yuko kwa line pale, na ata admitiwa hiyo siku. Ataanza admitiwa after 3 days. After 3 days, if you have a terminal illness, if you have an emergency, you will die even before being admitted. And they won't care. So leaders, if you've been given a docket for health, please, what are your priorities? Please listen to these doctors, because the people who are suffering are the same civilians mnawaambia wachukue hapa, wachukue SHA. What will SHA help if the person who ameanafika huko na bada saidiki? It is very, very sad. What I saw by my own 2 eyes at Kenyata National Hospital, it was very bad. I saw a woman, a guy who came there seriously in a very bad accident. The guy passed on. Mtoto mwingine amechomeka sura pale, hakuna mtu alimhudumia. Hey, if you visit Kenyata National Hospital pale kwa A&D, I'm telling you, you will cry. You will even appreciate the fact that you are healthy. Leaders, please stop joking with our citizens' lives. It is time for you to listen to this doctor so that doctors can go back to start working, to start treating these patients. There is a limited doctors at the public hospital, and it's very, very sad. Majority of the people are dying there silently. It is very wrong.
Na nasikia Kenyata wagonjwa wanalala njaa bana. Haki ya Mungu, omba usikue mgonjwa hii Kenya. Kenyata Hospital wagonjwa wanalala njaa. Hospitali imeporwa. Ni kupora tu wanapora. Hiyo Kenyata inafaa ipigwe audit. Watu walale ndani. Halo. Wagonjwa wanalala njaa. Omba usikue mgonjwa bana. Omba sana usikue mgonjwa. 2025.
I see how every one of us is making food, nyama choma, big daddy, meeting up with their families. I remember in KNH, patients don't have food. It's just sad. What I'm referring to is the Standards article, A Sick Hospital, and here's the image, and if you want the full story, here it is. So basically, KNH gathers about 40 to 60 million. That is a lot in a day because it's the largest referral hospital in East Africa. So it collects that money, and it's like the hospital is supposed to pay doctors, the labs, the staff, suppliers, all these people, so they can provide services. But for some reason, and I want you guys to help me understand, because I don't understand why all that money has to go to a government pay bill and then given back. Like, why am I getting money, then giving you, then you give me back? Make it make sense. And then it's not given back on time and all of it. So you can imagine they get back like maybe say 20%. I'm not sure about the figure. And you know you're supposed to pay these suppliers, watu wa labs, these people who are cleaning for you. And you know no one can work for free. You can only do charity work for only a short period of time before you get very impatient. And it's understandable because you need money to work. And so you send people who have come from far. Let me tell you, when we are clerking, when we are seeing patients, you hear someone has come from Muranga, from Western. They've come so that they can seek services from Bomet, from everywhere. They've come, and then you tell them, ati, oh, lab result utapata hapa in 3 weeks. But we don't know when to an outside facility, unaweza pata faster. And when this happens, because KNH is such a busy hospital, doctors have to make a working diagnosis based on your presentation without your lab investigation results. So you can imagine, I'm just working with something here. I'm not sure what it is. The labs, the LFTs, the UECs, imaging will help me know what you have. But I can't do that. I have to give you something in the meantime and hope that it works. It's like Dr. House. This SHA, when people pay to it and for some reason you have a debt, where does the money go? I know we know you're stealing, but where does the money, why achana na health. Remember the health CS talking about at they're going to have a system where they're going to make sure that doctors who are working in public sectors remain in public sectors and private remain in private. And maybe I'm wrong, but the money that you collect from a hospital is used to pay doctors. So if you don't give back that money, how is it supposed to be paid? You cannot cripple the largest referral hospital in the country and expect patients to, where do you expect them to get healthcare services when 90% of patients come to a government hospital? So you know that they cannot afford private healthcare. Like, sometimes I wonder in the ward, we ask for tests, like I hear them saying, we ask for this, we ask for that, like in Ibado. Is this the reason why? In 2026, healthcare cannot be a second option. It must be a core pillar in our country.